Hello, hello. Welcome on in to Q&A. Panel number however many we've been through this weekend. I'm not too sure, but that's completely fine. My name's Localboi. I'm your host for this panel, which is very amazing. And I'm very excited because we've got 4 lovely guests. Starting off, we've got Owldamone. Hello, hello. We've also got NamiChey.
Hi.
We've got SarahJane.
Hello.
And we've also got Angel Naomi as well.
Hello.
If I could I get you all to just introduce yourselves and tell us something that you stream or what kind of content you create? If I can start, Al, with yourself.
I'm a cosplayer, so I make cosplays and I compete a lot. So you'll often see me being very annoying on stage at conventions. And I'm an RPG streamer. I mostly play Final Fantasy 14, but anything Final Fantasy, anything made by Square Enix, I am right there.
Perfect. And NamiChey, if I could get you.
Hello, I am the NamiChey. I am primarily a Final Fantasy 14 based streamer. Honestly, also very much love anything Square Enix. I'm always there. Also, starting a baby cosplayer era.
Yay!
Awesome. And Sarah, if I could get you as well.
Yeah, so just like these beautiful ladies, I primarily play Final Fantasy 14, and I've been playing the game since 2015 now, so it's pretty much my bread and butter. I love it so much, and very happy to be here at Pixel Expo.
Awesome. And Naomi, if I could get you as well.
Hi everyone, I'm Angel Naomi. I'm not a Final Fantasy player.
Me too. You're fine. You're fine.
I'm a family-friendly Minecraft streamer for the most part, but I do a lot of community and cozy games.
Amazing, amazing. I'll be honest, I'm so sorry, but that does sound a little bit more up my alley. I apologize. I like Cloud, but that's about it. I'm so sorry. I don't know why I'm
We can
hosting
teach
this.
you, it's fine.
Thank you, I appreciate that. So what I wanted to do was start off with, I guess, like the generic question, get it out of the way, if I could. So I wanted to ask NamiChey, if I could ask you, what inspired you to start making content? What was the reason you started making it?
So I've always pretty well enjoyed content creation, and it was something that I did with one of my very close international best friends, where we posted videos together on TikTok. And I've always wanted to start streaming and didn't exactly feel like I had the confidence or the, I guess, mindset for it. And one of my other friends was like, you should do it. I feel like you definitely have the entertainment and the passion for it. And I started it in 2020 and have never looked back.
I feel like that's kind of the way, right? Like a lot of people give you the inspiration to do. So does anybody else have a story about friends inspiring them or kind of leading them on?
Yeah, when I first got started on streaming, I didn't actually know what Twitch was. Probably days leading up to when I made an account and started streaming. But I had a few other friends who kind of suggested that maybe I would really enjoy content creation. And the group of us all got started together and started streaming together, which was really sweet. We just sort of raid into each other as well and kind of hype everyone up and make sure we were active in each other's chats as well. So it was a really good way to start streaming on Twitch and kind of helped bump me above the 3 viewer average for a little bit too. Yeah. So after a couple of months, I was able to apply for the affiliate, which is really nice.
That's awesome. That's really, really cool.
Someone who was very socially anxious, never really thought I'd have the bubbly personality for it, but I've been told multiple times I have.
That's awesome. That's really, really cool. Al, would you say that you have a big inspiration when it comes down to obviously cosplaying, but also content creation? Is there anyone that you find as an inspiration?
It's hard to put it down to anyone in particular, and this is so lame, but genuinely my friends, I get encouraged to do things because my friends do things, whether it be cosplay or streaming or even doing cosplay competitions. I watch my friends do cosplay competitions for years before I even step foot on stage. So I guess I'm just inspired by people around me that have similar interests already, but explore them in a fun new creative way, whether it's content creation or streaming. So yeah, I'd be following the crowd.
Sarah, if you don't mind, you've been streaming for quite some time now.
Since 2018 is when I started my streaming journey, and it was very much art-focused. For those that don't know, I used to be an artist, and streaming was a way for me to keep on drawing. So it was okay, I'm going to stream for this many hours. That means I'm going to draw for this many hours and get work done. I used to sell art at Supernova and stuff like that. So it's kind of, but then I got a little bit addicted to Overwatch, and I went through this whole Overwatch era, esports era, but I learned so much going through that, but now I truly play something that I truly enjoy, and it's not just because this is what was cool at the time or something like that, you know?
I was going to say something you truly enjoy, but you've also been able to do some amazing things with it, right? Is there anything, like any really memorable moments from your streaming career so far?
Oh, so many.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm very fortunate and very, I feel very blessed to be, I got to be on Who Wants to Be a Gillionaire at FanFest in London, and that was just like a time I'll never forget. And getting the opportunity to work at the PAX booths for the Final Fantasy 14 expansion launches and stuff like that, getting to interact with the crowd and getting to meet all the fellow Final Fantasy 14 players, it was a dream come true. Like, I remember the last day just like crying because all of us that were working there were just so overwhelmed and just like, but like with good emotions, and it was like, oh wow, what have we just done? This has come to an end now, but it was like beautiful. Yeah, loved it.
Al, you've worked with Square Enix as well, is that correct?
I'm very annoying, yes.
But you've worked with them, like, has Square Enix like worked with you in the past, is that correct?
Yeah, so I think the first thing I got the chance to do, and this was after, like, I'm very loud online. Like, I'm so sorry to anyone that follows my social media accounts because I am posting all day, every day. But I'm very vocal about my love for Final Fantasy, specific 7, which is my favorite game of all time. I have watched hundreds of hours of theory videos, which is insane and very normal and cool of me. But yeah, when Rebirth came out, I was like, I really want to be involved in anything. So like, I was emailing everyone, being like, hello, can I come to? I remember when I got an email being like, hey, like, we'd love to send you a code for it. I cried like a baby. But I told my friends about it. They all got videos of me crying. Being like, I got. And even though it's like a game code, it was such a big deal for me. And I've been able to get codes for other games. I got to do some Magic the Gathering stuff, which was so cool. Never touched it in my life. I have since bought thousands of dollars worth of just the Final Fantasy cards. I have a bunch of super rare ones. Please do not rob my house.
The addiction has started.
It's really cool. It's just good. Like, I recommend always being loud about your special interests online, because you will get noticed. And they'll be like, okay, this crazy person needs to be involved.
Angel Naomi, you've obviously saying that you do a lot of cozy games and things along those lines. You also, from my understanding, do quite a lot of variety stuff as well. You've raised like money for charity and things like that. Is there anything that like you find a really memorable moment when it comes down to streaming with the things that you've been able to do as well?
Sorry, could you repeat the
Yeah,
last
of
bit
course.
that?
Is there anything when you've been streaming that you find really memorable in your kind of time as a streamer?
I would say probably the subathons and charity streams are some of the biggest, like, very memorable streams that I've done. They typically go for a tad longer than my usual streams to kind of help raise money or celebrate certain incentives. Very recently, and it was just kind of bad timing, but on Wednesday I did a charity stream for suicide prevention, and just because that particular day was World Suicide Prevention Day. And on that day, one of the incentives was to update my Twitch profile picture to something that chat votes, and they pulled up the most cursed image of, I think it's a dog's tail that's been tucked underneath the dog. The dog is shaven, and also its butt is facing you. Above the tail are two little googly eyes to make the tail kind of look like a smiley face, and it's very, very cursed. And it was right before coming along to Pixel Expo. So now every time I'm networking, I have to kind of explain, no, that is not me. I mean that is me, but that's not my picture, I promise.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
We don't talk about that.
Just cover that part and we'll keep on going. It's fine. It's fine. I mean, to that point as well, I feel like mental health is a massive thing when it comes down to streaming, right? You've got to kind of look after yourself when it comes down to it. NamiChey, is there something that you do if you're having like a day where you're not feeling the best? Is there anything that you do in particular to kind of help you get through that day?
Honestly, I feel like a big thing for me is because I don't live close to my family anymore. So if I ever sort of need to take like a little offline break and like take myself away from social media, I'll go sort of visit my family for like a couple of days and just sort of like de-associate from the internet and sort of go back to my roots, I guess.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I think it's giving yourself that time, right?
Yeah.
That's the most important thing. Sarah, I guess you have, like you were mentioning before, you've gone through a couple of different changes when it comes down to streaming, right? You've gone through a couple of different, people call them niches if you want.
Yeah.
Would you have any advice that you'd want to give to someone if they were literally wanting to start streaming today? If you had any advice to give to them?
To start streaming today, it's so hard because it's so competitive, as we all know. I definitely recommend, yes, niching into something that you love so much that you just want to put everything into it. Start creating content that can help people. People are always searching for stuff, so you've got to be cluey. It's like, what are people searching for in your niche? How can you create content to those search terms? Do your research. Create short-form content. Short-form content is popping off. It's what everyone's really tuning into. And yeah, always be consistent with your niche. Like, if you start chopping and changing what you're doing, then people are going to get confused. They don't really know what you're about. People want to know who you are, what you're making, and, you know, they want to support you in the end. If you're able to help them, they're going to want to be able to help you back.
Yeah, I think.
And I'll just add to that.
Please.
Yeah, one of the biggest streaming tips I have is a lot of people struggle to talk for multiple hours to no one, especially when you're first getting started and there really is no one in your chat. So my best tip for that is to try and find a friend that you can play with and just bounce off them. Make sure you keep an eye on chat just in case somebody does pop in and say hi. But for the most part, just have somebody else to talk to. It reduces the mental strain heavily.
Yeah,
100%.
Basically just yap, like talk about your favorite anime, talk about your favorite games, like what you got up to during the day, your plans for the year, things like that.
Absolutely. On the other side of things, That's you. Obviously, I asked about like starting streaming, but do you have anything that you're looking to accomplish in the next like couple of years? Like whether it's to do with your streaming or your cosplaying?
Yeah. I want to compete at PAX so bad.
Yeah?
PAX is like my dream competition, so like I'm really working hard towards that. For those who don't know, PAX runs a international preliminaries, which means if you win PAX, you get flown. It's usually Chicago, it's London now. You get flown to London, you compete against representatives from a bunch of different countries. It's very hard to get into. It has the highest application rate in the country. So my goal is to do that. It will most likely be a Final Fantasy 14 build, because that's kind of all I'm doing right now, because the characters are really beautiful and they have really cool designs. So yeah, that's...
Al is currently working on a very tough build at the moment.
Yeah. I'm working on Sphene right now, which is horrible. She's so many layers and none of them make sense, but it's all for the love of it. So, and that's my biggest goal right now.
I think, does anybody else have any like major goals that they're looking to kind of accomplish in the next, it doesn't even have to be 5 years. I think that's like looking way, way past, like way into it. But what about yourself?
Yeah, I'm currently working sort of full-time as an engineer.
Oh, yeah.
And as much as that is fun and cool, and I do quite enjoy like problem solving, I do eventually want to quit. Don't tell my job.
Don't watch this.
But my goal is to hopefully be able to stream full-time and do content creation full-time. I know that streaming itself might not be able to generate the reasonable income, so I really do want to look into working a bit more on my artwork and looking into potentially selling that a little bit more too. So that's my goal, to just be able to cover all of the bills and stuff with streaming.
Speaking of IRL, no, go, please, go.
I've also like been in my retail job for like 12 years now, and like I eventually would love to go and work full time as a content creator. So that is a very big goal that I am currently pushing for too.
Absolutely.
Can I tune in on that?
Please do so. I mean, as someone that does,
I definitely would like to talk about it, because I've been able, so grateful to be like full time doing content creation for like 3 years now. Financially, it's very stressful, and it's the most inconsistent payouts in the world. Like, you'll have a really good month, you'll have a really bad month. And just recently I've picked up my gymnastics coaching again, and that's been able to kind of take away that stress of making sure I earn X amount every month or something like that. So like I do like recommend, like you said, doing my art, like doing your art as well, just so that there is something else like coming in at the same time, because just solely relying on just Twitch, like that is just, it's criminal. So I always recommend like having a backup, having something else, because you never know. Like with today's like world as well, so many people can't afford to subscribe to their favorite streamers anymore. So and like
subs are so expensive these days.
It's super. It's like $9 a sub or something.
Yeah.
And it's
It just
ridiculous.
keeps going up too.
Yeah. So yeah, just having something else to kind of fall back on, not just solely relying on Twitch. Fully recommend it. Obviously, you have like other revenue streams as well. So like I'll have sponsorship stuff, or like I get a bit of like YouTube income as well. So it's like not just Twitch. Like never just rely on the one platform.
I think that's something that a lot of people, especially with going back to like the starting streaming, they kind of struggle with, is the idea of, okay, just do Twitch. But it's doing much more than that, right? You've got to do the YouTube, the TikTok.
Yeah.
You've got to do everything at the moment, right?
Yeah. Even having a Patreon, like my Patreon has helped me a lot recently. Just because like moving from Melbourne to Perth, and there was like a ton of expenses and everything. So yeah, but just once again, just having other revenue streams, and yeah, Patreon is a really good one to look into.
Speaking of gymnastics, a little birdie has told me that someone else, you do calisthenics, is that correct? Yeah. Could you speak to that? How long have you been doing that for?
So I've been doing calisthenics since I was like 2, and I took a break when I turned like 18, and then over the last couple of years, I was watching back my old competition videos, and I was like, I really want to get back into this, but I want to coach. So at the moment,
Thank you.
So at the moment, I'm currently doing a level 1 coaching course, and there's like a 40-hour requirement to that. And then after I finish the 40 hours, I do a final assessment. If I pass that, I'm qualified to coach. And it's sort of a mix of dance and gymnastics, with like, you've got like a little rod pole as well, and like clubs, like 2 sticks that you like swing in the air as well, and it's a very fun sport. I'm not entirely too sure how known it is in Australia, but yeah, it's something that I've always grown up doing, and I love helping people and teaching the next generation. So,
if we're on the topic of IRL stuff, you have, if I can we talk about your IRL, what you do? Because it is answering the question.
It's very different to content creation, but people do love to hear about it.
Yeah, if you could. If you could tell us what you do outside
I'm
of...
a scientist. It's very different to cosplay or streaming, but I've been into science since I was a child. So it's like my first love. I just also like creative stuff. So like science, I'm a research biologist in a fruit fly genetics lab. So that's like my day job, and then like my nighttime after work weekend stuff is where I do all my fun creative stuff. So very different things. They do not relate to each other at all. Except my boss is just really like seeing my cosplays. They're like, "What did you make this weekend?" I'm like, "I made a dress." But yeah, it's really cool.
I think going kind of to your point that you brought up, Sarah, about like starting streaming, finding your niche, or like being you in that world. Ainsley, Naomi, if I could ask you a question, do you find that you yourself have anything like unique that you bring to the streaming world? Would you say? Good question.
It's a good question. I've been thinking about this a lot recently.
Yeah.
I don't know if I currently do, honestly. I know that I'd like to create like a very cozy community for a really good group of people, but there are a lot of streamers who do that. So I've been really thinking about different ways that I can, be a bit more unique about my streams. I follow a few other really unique creators. There was one recently who, and I forgot the name, but she'd been making streams where she'd play Minecraft with the goal to lose weight in real life by wearing a VR headset and then buying one of the sort of like the treadmills that VR sets connect to. So as you're walking, it rotates around on this like sphere, I think. And she ended up like losing quite a bit and was following that along with Twitch, with the goal being to, I think, run like 100 kilometers or something in Minecraft over a couple months. It was really impressive, and I wanted to do something a bit more unique like that. So can I pitch you my idea?
Please.
Which is very unrealistic.
Please.
Okay. Ignoring all of the ethical points here.
Uh-oh.
My really creative idea was to try and collect like zoo animals and train them how to play Minecraft. Like, so it might be like giraffes or something, and every time, like they might have a really big screen, okay? And every time they see like a certain, I don't know, like a skeleton or something in Minecraft or a zombie, they press a certain button and that attacks the zombie. That's the plan. And then eventually, I'm sure there's like got to be a way to train up these animals to be able to play Minecraft.
So that's sort of like a Pokemon
That's my very unique
situation.
idea that probably won't be happening anytime soon, but...
So that's the 5-year goal plan, right?
That's
that
the 5-year goal plan, yep.
That sounds about right. Yeah, perfect. That's
I'd like to chime in as well. Like something, like just talking about like how can I be unique, and like something you really want to do is really start exploring yourself. Like, what do you love like so much? And it's
Animals.
Like, if it's animals or whatever, like, yeah, how can I incorporate this love for animals into my streams? How can I make it like a big thing, sort of thing? Like, I don't know, for me, I love My Chemical Romance, right? So it's like, I could be really, like, big on that and be really lore-focused, and, like, there would be so many just, like, my chem people that would find my stream because of this one thing that I really love. And, or, like, if you love an anime, like, so much, like, you could be really, like, on that and start incorporating that anime content also into your cozy content, because it just like it makes it different. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like just think of something you really love and like just put it into like what you're doing and like let people know.
That's a good suggestion. I'll keep that in mind. Thank you.
No, all good.
and then bring the animals in afterwards. Yeah.
Yes,
Oh my God.
then the animals, then the animals.
Dress up the animals as what you like.
That's the way. That's the way. Al, this is your second time at Pixel.
I love Pixel so much. I love Perth. Y'all are the best. Y'all are so nice.
Was last year the first time you've been to Perth?
Yeah, I only came to Perth at Pixel because I saw how much fun it was last year. And then, yeah, I was very sold on Pixel after like speaking to Emmy and speaking to Tifa, and I was just like, cool. And I came and I had so much fun. I made so many friends. The Perth community is so wholesome. Y'all are so passionate and nice.
That's so cool. I mean, yeah, it's really cool. I feel like Pixel this year has become like bigger and better than it has ever before.
Don't worry, I came home and I yelled at so many people. I'm like, I know it's a long plane ride and it's expensive, but figure it out and come to Pixel next year, please.
Well, we have a lot of like Melburnians. I don't know if that's the word, but Eastern Staters. Yeah,
I
Melbourners.
dragged them by their feet against their will across
we
the
thank you.
borders. I'm like, you need to come, and they're having so much fun. Like a lot of people's first time Pixel this year, and they're loving it as they should.
Is there anything that anyone's really, really excited to see? Obviously, we're a day in. We're on second day now. Is there anything that anyone is super excited to see at Pixel or
Iron
experience? Iron Mouse?
Yes.
Yeah. Any of you guys get to go to the meet and greet yesterday? No? Okay.
Sadly
Sorry
not.
for bringing that up. Sorry. I apologize.
Still sad about it.
Yeah. Anybody else? Any super exciting things that you've checked out already or super excited to check out?
I just like being in the environment. I think I don't think there's like one thing in particular. Like meeting up with other content creators is always really fun. Seeing all like the exhibitions, the indie games, stuff like that. I really enjoy just seeing like what are people up to in the gaming space recently, and like kind of updating myself on what's happening, because sometimes I just keep to myself a lot, you know. So it's good to get out and be like, oh, this is happening. This is what's going on.
I think for me, because I have like very big social anxiety, and like being in like large groups can be like make me feel very closed off. So just putting myself out there and getting to like see a bunch of friends, and also getting to see what like the other content that happens, and like get to see like get advice from like panels and from like the amazing opportunities. I actually got to join. I put my hand up and joined the Pixel Plays yesterday for like a little mini game, which was so fun.
No, good. That was a heap of fun.
Yeah, and this is actually my first year at Pixel too, and I'm absolutely loving it.
Awesome. And then so first year's at Pixel, is that correct?
Yes, first time.
Yes, and then second year. Okay, so you're a veteran now, basically, right?
The third year next year, baby, don't worry about it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, also second time in Perth, which is exciting.
Really?
Yeah, I'm from Adelaide.
Yeah, that's right. Yes.
Yeah.
How was the flight? So second time in Perth?
Second time in Perth.
Yeah.
I went earlier this year to visit Quokka Island. I mean, it's not called that, but
Rock
you know.
Nest. We call it
So
Quokka Island.
cute.
Rat's nest.
Absolutely. Well, now you've all just got to come back. It basically.
Done
That's
everything
fine.
that there is to do in Perth.
Yeah.
After the island and Pixel Expo.
It's literally it. It's
Yeah, that's
Worth
it.
the trip though.
Yeah,
It is
100%.
worth it,
Actually, yeah, we're
100%.
underselling what Perth is at the moment, aren't we? That's not good. That's not good. And Sarah, you've recently moved back to Perth, haven't you? Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
very, very happy. So I grew up in Perth. Perth is home. I moved to Melbourne for 5 years, and now I'm back, and it's so good to be home. And I miss it so much. I miss just how quiet it is, to be honest. And Melbourne's very loud. So yeah, happy to be back.
Awesome.
It's good to have a gaming expo in Perth as well now, because this wasn't a thing when I lived here. So
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool.
Yeah, it's crazy to see how large it's starting to get, which is super, super exciting as well. What would you say to yourself, Naomi, when it comes down to streaming? It doesn't even have to be streaming, but are there really like super happy moments? Because obviously we talked before about like something you're super proud of, but is there like a happy moment when it comes down to streaming, or even just life in general recently that you've found?
Every now and then I'll get somebody who comes into my stream and says some really wholesome messages. We've turned on like a text-to-speech for a channel point redeem, and people used to use that for just spamming a random letter or something, or a random emoji, but it's been getting better. I've been training everyone up, you know. But every now and then I'll get somebody who comes in and says, you know, I was having a really bad day before this, but after tuning into your stream, you've really made me feel better, and I'm actually really excited to, you know, like go on and have a really good night tonight, and looking forward to tomorrow, as opposed to what I was feeling before. And every time I get one of those comments, it always just really makes my heart smile. Yeah,
That's awesome.
so
That's
they
so cool.
warm me up.
I actually would like to chime in on this,
Yeah,
but
go.
so I'm like known as someone who apologizes like a lot, and like this is a problem that I have, and it's sort of become a thing with on my stream. If I apologize, I add it to a counter that is like shown on top of my gameplay, and there's also a little channel point redeem where like chat can bonk me for like if I apologize, and seeing that and seeing how much fun people have for just like being like for yelling at me because I'm apologizing for something that is completely out of my control, it does make me realize, you know, people actually do enjoy my content, and I should not be apologizing for if things go wrong.
It's so funny that you can have such like something that you find to be like a negative thing about yourself, but you can spin it and it can just showcase this really amazing, wholesome community, right? It's so cool. Absolutely cool. I think one of the things I feel people struggle with, I think me, myself, when it comes to streaming, I struggle with schedules, or I struggle with getting myself to the point of getting to a stream, right? What about yourselves when it comes down to like do you have a routine when it comes down to like getting ready for a stream? How about yourself, Al?
It's going to sound insane. I sleep after work.
Good.
So I come home from work, I have a nap, because like my day job, because I do a lot of lab work, I do a lot of like reading and writing, and that can be very like, not physically intense, but like mentally intense. So I come home and I sleep, and I have like no longer than like a 1.5 hour nap, and then I wake up feeling like more refreshed to stream. So I find that really helps me actually be able to show up and have the energy to then go for the length of a stream. Get to bed.
Yeah, good. Well, Sarah, for yourself, because obviously you've got quite an intense schedule when it comes to streaming, right? What about yourself? Do you have like a routine that you go through?
yeah, definitely. It's pretty much look after the cats.
Most
Make sure
important.
the cats are okay. But I have to, I don't know, I'm a bit like of a clean freak. Like I have to clean my house before I do anything, or I just can't sit and like feel relaxed. So I'll like clean, obviously get myself ready, and then yeah, just start stream. Like I stream like 5 times a week. I've been actually streaming at the Nostalgia Box on a Monday. Recently playing Final Fantasy 9 on PlayStation 1. So like that day is completely different. So I'm doing like a day stream, and then I have gymnastics coaching now as well. So like a Saturday is gymnastics coaching in the morning, come home, get like ready for stream. But yeah, it's routine for me. Like I have to have routine. I have to have the schedule. Or like if I didn't have the schedule, I know I wouldn't stick to it. I would just go off track and be like, oh, I'll do it tomorrow, you know,
Yeah.
sort of thing. But if I've got a schedule and I stick to it, like I'll go by that.
No, awesome. I'm going to wrap it up with one question we're going to ask every single one of you, and we'll go kind of down the line. And part of me already knows what one of the answers is, so I'm going to set a rule in a sense. So other than Final Fantasy, and everyone leaves, and other than Minecraft is the main game that you would play, Naomi.
Yeah, for sure.
What would be a comfort game for yourselves?
Oh,
I'll actually start with you, Naomi, if I could.
Yeah. When I was younger, I used to play a game called Rune Factory. It's sort of what was one of the main inspirations for Stardew Valley. So it has the same kind of concept. You're looking after a farm, you can go and fight monsters and then tame up some of the monsters to look after the farm for you, and you've got a whole village that you can sort of romance if you'd like. And that is my main comfort game. I would honestly probably never stream it just because I know it's not that interesting for my community as much as it does sound like a Stardew Valley copy. A lot of the gameplay is quite old, and also just because it is my comfort game, I, in a kind of gatekeeping way, don't really want to share that with my community. Not because I don't want them to play it. I definitely advertise it all the time. But I do really want to keep that cozy aspect to myself. And when I'm streaming, there's a little bit of a higher intensity there. So I feel like I can't fully relax, even though it is quite refreshing for me to stream. I do want to keep that game to sort of off stream.
You don't want to taint it, right? You want it to be that game
But
for you.
anyone out there, please play Rune Factory 3. It is so good.
There you
Come
go.
to talk to me about it afterwards.
You heard it here
Yes,
first.
I will love you forever. Yeah.
Sarah, how about yourself?
Oh my goodness, there's so many because Final Fantasy 14 was my comfort game back when I used to play Overwatch. It was like what I used to play by myself, and it was an escape. But now it's like anything on my Switch. If I'm really struggling, I'll go sit in front of my TV in the living room and play my Nintendo 64 and just take myself back to being a child and get away from everything. But if it's just to rest up, Stardew Valley on Switch or something like that is always a good one to get back to.
You might like Rune Factory 3.
Yeah, probably.
There we go. There we go.
Saying.
I've definitely heard of it.
Yeah, what about yourself,
I
Naomi?
have the perfect answer for this. May your heart be organic-y. Kingdom Hearts.
Ah, yes.
It was a game I played since I was like 10 years old, and it's a very big comfort game for me. And it's something that I can just talk hours on end for, alongside obviously the Final Fantasy stuff. But yes, Kingdom Hearts is my biggest favorite game series ever.
There we go. Awesome. And Al.
I like to off-stream play silly, 4-player multiplayer games with friends, and there's always a rotation of what's popular at the moment. At the moment, Peak is so much fun. If you've not played Peak, I'm sure everyone's heard of Peak. It's so good. It's so much fun. It's so silly. So I've been playing that a lot offline with friends. I peaked for the first time, so you have to get to the top of a mountain. It's really hard to, and I did for the first time a couple weeks ago.
Congratulations.
I haven't since, but I might again. We'll
That's really
see.
impressive.
I'll keep trying, but it's just fun. It's different.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Look, well, thank you all so much. Before we wrap up, if we could, I'm going to get you to just quickly wrap up. Where can we find you? Starting with you, Al. Where's the easiest place to find you?
You can find me on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, posting a lot of cosplay stuff, or Twitch. I'm usually streaming Final Fantasy 14.
Perfect. NamiChey.
Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Twitch is all my socials. Oh, and Twitter, all of the NamiChey. And on Twitch, I'm mainly streaming Final Fantasy.
Perfect. Sarah.
My Twitch is SarahJane, and then my socials is SarahJane AFK.
Perfect.
Yeah, and my Twitch is Angel Naomi, and then I also have TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter on Angel Naomi Yay.
Perfect. Well, thank you all so much for joining us. I've been Localboi, your host. Have a lovely rest of your expo. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thanks.